Hello, Hank Setala here, the Sonic Shaman. And if you're watching this video, you probably just bought a skull from Goddess Elite or found this video randomly on YouTube. This video is all about activating your skull. And there's two things to really consider here. One, that there is a consciousness of the stone itself. All crystals have consciousness. When it is in the form of a skull, it is even more potent. So there's the consciousness of the crystal itself. There is also the ability to bring in and anchor a being to work with you through the skull. Think of them like a transistor, right? Or like when you have a big electrical current coming in, sometimes you need to transition it down before you can use that energy. A skull acts as such a transitional apparatus. So, first question when you buy your stone is ask, does the stone need to be cleared? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. A lot of different people have different points of view on it, especially when it's a skull. Sometimes they already have a little bit of a consciousness. It might not be a kindness or contribution to the stone to clear it. So, really ask, trust your knowing. The question is truth, does the stone need to be cleared? If it does, you can do sage, you can do salt. There's all kinds of different ways to clear the stone. The next thing would be to anchor your being of light. And please, please, please invite a being of light. Don't invite other entities and things like that. So the question then becomes is what being of light resonates with the stone and could be a contribution for blank. What is the programming that you would like the skull to do for you? Is it abundance? Is it to get inspirations? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? So there's different beings that might have different focuses. So really ask the question, what beings of light, what aspect of consciousness could be a contribution to this stone, this crystal, to bring me abundance in my life, to actualize abundance? You ask that question and then just allow the energy to come in. Now, if you feel that you're blocked with that, run this clearing. Everything that prevents me from bringing in a being of light and anchoring into the stone, I destroy it and create it. Because the only being in the world, in the universe even, that is powerful enough to stop you is you. So if you can get out of your own way, be the invitation for the being of light, allow that to come in, and then the next thing you will do is once you have anchored a consciousness in the stone, you sit with your stone, put it in your left hand, and energetically tell the stone your story. Introduce yourself to the stone. And maybe I'll do another video to show a very ceremonial way in doing this. But for now, you just allow the energy of your story, the totality of you, to effortlessly go out of your body into that stone, introducing yourself, telling it who you are, what you're about, and then switch hands. Put the stone into your other hand, and now you ask the stone and you ask the being that you've anchored in the stone to tell you its story and allow it to energetically tell you that story. Now, here's the thing. If you invite a friend over and they come into your house and then you never talk to them, you never feed them, you never communicate with them, they're just there hanging out, don't do that to your skull. You've invited a being of light. You got this stone to do work with it. Set aside time every single week, 5 minutes, 1 minute if you really can't, set a lot of time. Set aside some time and start to build the relationship with the consciousness in the stone. There's a consciousness of the stone. There's the consciousness that you've anchored. So do your due diligence and spend some time and start to develop that creationship with the stone. And the more the merrier. I have over 60 stones, I have over 60 skulls. They all have different jobs. They all have different entities. They all have different purposes, and they're all very useful. And I have a relationship and a creationship with all of them. And one day you might be gifting it to somebody else. So understand too that sometimes a stone is only with us for a certain period of time, and then maybe it is time for it to move on because it's going to be a greater contribution to the next person. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next time, thank you so much.